Hey, it's JC. Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban knife style and jungle survival. Today we're going to have a look at a Oknife utility knife. This is the Otacle U1. It is a folding utility knife, but very elegant in design. So we're going to have a look at that. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, do check out my shop links in the pinned comment or description below. You can even join as a channel member. Thanks a lot. So recently I did a video and I talked about whether a folding utility knife with a replaceable blade would make for a good urban EDC carry. I bought a really cheap China-made knife as an example, and just to get a sense of how it feels like. Now this one is very rough, slow roll. Even though I kind of oiled it and adjusted this, it's still not great, but it is very inexpensive. It's got a liner lock and you can replace the blades, and a pretty easy locking and unlocking system. You just lever that up. So overall, I felt in terms of functionality, that's pretty good. Now this would work well for a toolbox, something very rough, but for urban EDC, for me to carry and to use, to be happy with, and to kind of match my fashion sense of wardrobe, not something I would carry personally. But I was toying around just with the concept to see how it goes. So in that video, I asked for suggestions for similar sort of utility knives, and one suggestion I got was this. This is Olight's knife brand, the Oknife, and this is their design for this utility knife. So it comes in this box over here. Let's open it up. And okay, some basic instructions on how to remove the blade. And then you get the knife. Now I just opened it up to have a look at it. Didn't really play around with it, but it comes in that plastic bag. You get instructions and a lanyard as well over there. All right, let's have a look at the knife itself. I think very elegant in design. Now compared to this one, it is quite small. It is definitely on the smaller side, but I think given the blade, it's a fixed length, it doesn't make sense for the knife to be, so much bigger than the blade. Now, in terms of deployment, there is a thumb stud, and definitely in terms of smoothness to open, this feels much more like a regular folder that you expect. It's got this axis style lock or cross lock, whatever you want to call it now, but originally from Benchmade. And that just drops, and let's see if we can, we can kind of open that way. That works as well, and we can flick it out. So really you do get kind of that fidget factor of a folder that you'd expect. All right, so overall I think in terms of just the look, I think it's pretty neat. The size is good. These are G10 scales with a carbon fiber overlay, so very nice as well. Now in terms of the blade, it's held by this kind of screw here, and you can unscrew it. Let's see if you can just unscrew it by hand. Okay, maybe I'm not getting a good grip. Let's just get this. Yep. I'm sure you can just hand tighten it later, but that's how you, I guess, get it out. Let's see how much I have to loosen it. Okay, that comes out like that. So I believe they call this the rail lock. So there must be some kind of notches holder that holds the blade, and I guess you can just tighten that, and I'll just hand tighten it. I don't think it will, well, it did come out. Okay, let's try that again. So we're learning this together. Okay, let's unscrew that, and let's see if maybe I need to hear more of a positive lock. Okay, that's definitely in, and let's just screw that in. Okay, so I believe it's kind of a friction fit in that sense, or at least just pressing down. So the pressure from that screw is just holding the blade in place. So if this is not tight enough, I can imagine it would go out. So does that mean I have to carry the Cobra XS along with this all the time? Let's find out how long with use you know, would this need to be replaced? I don't think you really need to be on the go to replace it, but I can imagine if maybe you're traveling, you happen to, let's say you need to get on a plane and this is on you, then yes, that'll be useful to be able to unscrew and get rid of the blade so that you can carry this as hand luggage if you don't have check-in luggage. Okay, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. That's the system. I think it's, yeah, it's solid, no rattle, all right, compared to, let's say, this one over here, lots of blade play and just rattle. This definitely don't get that. So I think I can appreciate that a lot. So there is kind of a, what I call this, a finger choil, a very tiny kind of choil over here that I guess you could, but your finger is just so close to the blade, I won't really advise that, but I guess you could do that. Definitely for your draw cuts, this will work well. And overall, I like the size for what's meant to be. Now, I have small to medium hands, but you can see even so, I'm having more of a 3-finger grip and my pinky will come around over here. Unless I draw cut, then I can do that. But if you have larger hands, I can imagine you're gonna really, yeah, 3-finger grip all the way and then your pinky is really gonna be down here. But I think for what it is, deep carry pocket clip, for the size, for the weight, excellent actually, and thank you for the recommendations for this. Now the question is, would I or would you carry this as kind of your EDC blade compared to, let's say, a folder? So I've got the Vosteed Raccoon in carbon fiber. I'll be reviewing this shortly, and this is a dedicated folder, of course, much larger, right? So not talking about the size, but do you prefer to have a solid blade like that you can carry, or do you think this works well for you in terms of functionality? Of course, big difference in cost as well. I should mention I did look at the Civivi Elementum utility knife with a button lock. So basically this kind of concept, but with the Elementum body design. But due to the cost, I think this is probably half the price or slightly less than half the price. Actually, to me, I think I'm really happy with this purchase over the Civivi, and I understand the Civivi also needs a Torx T8 bit to unscrew the locking mechanism for the blade. But let me know your thoughts. Which utility folding knife do you have? Do you have this? Are you happy with it? And kind of a general question, will you replace the traditional folder with one of these as your urban EDC carry? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.